This is USVI News, your Virgin Islands connection.
Hi, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us for USVI News. I'm Emily Matson. VI Governor Albert Bryan Jr. has issued an executive order to end the COVID-19 state of emergency in the territory at the end of this month. He issued a proclamation extending the current COVID-19 health state of emergency until June 30th in order to allow for an orderly winding down of the COVID pandemic emergency. Now, during the transition, all standing clauses of the state of emergency will remain in effect. In a news release, Bryan said, "Together, we've successfully managed this pandemic and its expected surges. We are now at a point where we have moved solidly into the endemic phase of the COVID-19. I want to thank all Virgin Islanders for coming together and facing the unknowns of the COVID-19 pandemic as the resilient and determined people we are. We've emerged from 2 years of hardships and losses of loved ones to be truly stronger than ever, and I am confident that if we continue to do the common sense things and follow the basic guidance of our health department, we will continue to be all right moving forward." End quote. And as we end this week, COVID-19 cases remain steady territory-wide, but unfortunately, the death toll from coronavirus in the VI has climbed to 118. Health officials are currently tracking 326 active COVID cases territory-wide, with the most on St. Croix right now, 246 current cases on St. Croix, 78 on St. Thomas, and 2 active COVID cases on St. John. Governor Bryan also issues a proclamation observing the federal Juneteenth holiday on Monday, June 20th, in the USVI. Because the Juneteenth federal holiday falls on this Sunday, June 19th, Governor Bryan has issued a proclamation designated Monday as a day of observation for the holiday and has granted administrative leave to all non-essential government employees. He said the Virgin Islands is joining the nation in pridefully celebrating this national holiday. So on Monday, June 20th, all non-essential government agencies and offices will be closed. Juneteenth is commemorated on the anniversary date of the June 19th, 1865 order, which proclaimed freedom for enslaved people in Texas, which was the last state of the Confederacy with institutional slavery. And the Juneteenth flag has been flying in downtown Buffalo, New York, as the city is also set to celebrate the holiday for the 47th year in a row. But organizers say this year's celebration is going to take on another significance. These are file pictures of past Juneteenth celebrations in Buffalo, New York. This year's celebration is set to take place this weekend with all the traditional festival activities and entertainment, including the Juneteenth parade, which will be held on Saturday. But organizers say they're going to make this year's celebration a tribute to the victims of a racially motivated mass shooting at the Top supermarket last month. Organizers are planning to have a special area for quiet reflection and healing. This year's celebration is the first to be held in person since 2019 because of the pandemic. June is Pride Month, the time to show support and love for the LGBTQ community. And from art to exercise to beach parties, there's something for everyone to enjoy across the territory. Our USVI News' Ali Born-Vanek has details on some of the events.
The USVI Pride Parade is just around the corner. It's the second year that people in the territory are coming together for this parade that supports and celebrates the LGBT community. All month, there have already been activities being hosted by the group Gay Pride VI. There have been art classes and karaoke events. There's also been a Pride art show on Wednesday, June 22nd. Saturday morning, June 25th, is a Pride walk, followed by a coming out brunch at Barefoot Buddha. And Sunday, the 26th, is a beach party called Float-A-Palooza. In addition to these events, there have been groups throughout the territory in both the St. Thomas-St. John district and the St. Croix district that have been hosting events. For more information, you could visit the Facebook page Gay Pride VI. In St. Thomas, Ali Born-Vanek, USVI News.
Wearing sunscreen can reduce your risk for sunburn, skin cancer, and other damage caused by the sun. But for some, lotions and other moisturizers can lead to irritated skin. So here's more on ingredients to avoid in order to prevent summer rashes.
Time outdoors in the hot Caribbean sun means sunscreen, moisturizers, and lotions. But if you're not careful, some of those chemicals can wreak havoc on sensitive skin.
One exposure to these different chemical substances can really ignite a fire that can burn for quite some time.
Allergist Dr. Kara Wada at the Ohio State University Wexner Medical Center says before you buy your skincare products, look at the labels.
Some of the ingredients that you'll find in chemical-based sunscreens include oxybenzone, benzophenone 3 and 4, avobenzone. Those are kind of the chemical sunscreens that work well, but for some folks can cause an allergic type rash.
Wada says when it comes to cosmetics and other personal care products, many products labeled as all natural or chemical free can still contain ingredients which may cause a skin reaction.
So those are marketing terms and there's no standard definition for them.
She suggests finding a free app that can scan a product and list its ingredients. And if your skin is sensitive, also avoid anything with fragrance. It can cause allergic rashes too.
Doing a little patch test on the inside of your wrist or elbow for a couple days with just a small amount of the product can give you a little bit of a tester to see if you may have problems with it.
And if you're having significant skin discomfort, itchiness, or redness, Wada says see your doctor.
There is a type of test allergists are able to do called patch testing. It can help determine which ingredients may be causing problems on your skin. And a reminder of the Virgin Islands sunscreen law, which was enacted in July of 2019. The law bans the sale, distribution, and importation for retail purposes of topical sunscreens containing oxybenzone, octocrylene, and octinoxate. It's to protect the marine ecosystem, including coral reefs and its inhabitants. Any person or entity found to have violated this law may receive a $1,000 citation for the first offense and a $2,000 fine for each subsequent offense. The U.S. Senate has approved a bill aimed at helping millions of military veterans exposed to overseas burn pits. The legislation passed Thursday would establish a presumptive link between certain illnesses and exposure to toxic waste dumps in war zones. The goal is to make it easier for veterans to obtain health care and other benefits. Natalie Brand reports from Washington.
On this vote, the yeas are 84, the nays are 14.
The U.S. Senate cast an overwhelming bipartisan vote and took a step forward in the fight to help veterans exposed to burn pits and other toxic hazards while stationed overseas.
This is the greatest advance in veterans' health care in decades.
This bill is about righting a wrong that has been ignored for just way too damn long.
It's a moment advocates spent years pushing for amid rising numbers of respiratory illnesses and cancers among veterans of the armed forces. The Senate bill is named for Sergeant First Class Heath Robinson.
He fought valiantly for 3 years to survive as long as he could for his daughter.
The new legislation will make it easier for veterans to claim benefits and treatment for 23 diseases and rare cancers related to toxic exposure. CBS News has reported on veterans who spent years fighting to get their claims approved, with most denied in recent years. It's an issue that caught the attention and focus of comedian Jon Stewart.
This doesn't solve anybody's problem. This just removes the burden from their fight that never should have been there in the first place.
President Biden has talked about this issue and about his own son's lost battle with brain cancer after serving in Iraq near burn pits. He's expected to sign the bill as quickly as it reaches his desk.
First, it must head back to the House, where the Speaker has promised to move swiftly to take it up. It's estimated the legislation could help around 3.5 million veterans exposed to toxic fumes.